Welcome back to my channel, everyone. For those of you who are new here, my name is Rojan, and in this channel I talk about issues that I've gone through over the past 10 or 11 years of my life, how I dealt with them and how I still deal with them to this day. I would like to inspire you to be happy more and smile more, so if you're a fan of that, keep watching until the end of the video. Today we're going to be talking about 10 things to do / think about before you die. Now here I would like to address that by die and death, I don't mean stop living, I mean the term expire. So if you look up deaths online, there's a few definitions to it, and one of them is expire, and I feel like that kind of explains everything a little bit better. So to me, humans are like plants. As much as you need care and love from outside, you need water, you need sunlight, a lot of the things, and I guess most of the things, happen within you and inside of you. If you stop that process within yourself, you're never going to grow, and therefore you're going to expire, and therefore you're going to die. I know that's not how plants work. If you don't feed your soul, you're going to expire. It's like losing that sense of being you. You're going to fall into a black hole, and trust me, I've been through that black hole, and the only way to not go there is growing, reading, and just evolving every single day. Some of my favorite quotes is, "Only dead fish go with the flow." I feel like that explains this quite a lot. If you are one of those people who just go with the flow and just go with everything that happens to you, you don't question anything, you don't look around, you might fall into that black hole that I'm talking about, that hole that you feel really bad about yourself, and you're going to question your own identity and stuff like that. So I've been there, and these are the 10 things that will help you not go there, and these are the 10 things that I feel like anybody should talk about or think about throughout their lives. Number 1, exercise. So by exercise, I don't mean your body necessarily, I mean your body and your mind. So what happened to me was that when I started exercising, again, my body and my soul, I realized how capable I am and how healthy I was. And the healthier you are, the happier you are. So I started to gain this happiness in my life with only working out and just understanding so much about myself. And when you exercise your body, so you work out, that health also goes to your mind, and you will have a healthy mind as well. And in order for you to exercise your mind, you would have to read a lot, which I have to admit I don't do as much. And in order for you to exercise your mind, I actually made a video about this, which I will link down below, which would help you. Exercising your mind and your body will help you quite a lot with staying healthy, staying on top of everything. It will bring a certain happiness to your life, which I think all of us could use. Number 2, find your inner beast. By finding your inner beast, I mean the thing inside of you that lights your fire. So there's always going to be that one thing that we're super passionate about. It might not even be like related to your work or anything. It's just something that you do for yourself that makes you super happy and you love it. And it doesn't need to be much more than a hobby. I mean, it could be your job. At the end of the day, you could keep it as a hobby, and just having something like that in your life that you're super passionate about and makes you happy, it makes you more healthy, and it brings a certain happiness again into your own life. For me, that's creating in general, but more specifically, I am really into photography now. I don't know much about those things, and just even reading on them and understanding them and seeing tutorials or learning about them makes me happy because I just love it. I used to be super passionate about drawing. I used to be super passionate about fashion design. It was something that even throughout the darkest times of my life made me really happy. So I think it is very important for all of us to find that inner beast that is passionate about something and grab onto that and hold that and have it in your life. Even if you don't have time, make time for that. Point number 3, stop letting others define you. That happens quite a lot. A lot of the times our surroundings, the people around us, tell us that we can't do a certain thing. And for me, that was exercising for a long time. I genuinely thought that I hated exercising. I can't do it. Not because people came up to me and said, "Hey, you're bad at that," because there was just certain thought that I wouldn't be able to do that, and I wasn't going to be good at it, and I was a lazy person. You know, a lot of people told me that I was a lazy person. Therefore, in my brain, I thought, okay, so I can't work out. Whereas when I actually started, I fell in love with it, and I realized that I can do really well in that area. So this was an example for me that I let other people define who I am and make me believe that I am something that I wasn't. So if somebody is making you believe that you're not good at something, or you can't do something, or stuff like that, always trust yourself and go for it. Point number 4, and this is something that I do all the time: listen to good music and find your voice. So I feel like music is one of those magical things that can make us believe anything. I feel like that's everybody. Like, if you're not sad but you listen to sad music, you become sad. You might not be happy and listen to happy music and you will be happy. It's just like a magical thing that rhymes with our brain and our body, and it just makes us believe things. So it is very important to go for the right kind of music and listen to good music. So find music that explains you, and a lot of the times I listen to some music and I'm like, oh my god, that's me. Like, that is me in one song. The words, the rhythm, everything makes me feel so much better, and it's just a huge part of my life. So for that, I will link my own playlist that I have that, like, it's called Reading. It explains me and the way I look at life a lot, and I just love it. So you can listen to that as an example, but you can always create your own, and just bear in mind that don't get too involved with music, because again, music is something that can make you see the world a certain way. So just don't get too involved in it, but find your voice. Point number 5, embrace your creativity, create. I know that this might just go for the people who are interested in the creative field, but I feel like everybody is to a point. Let your imagination go wild and go after what you want to create. It could be anything. It doesn't need to be art. It doesn't need to be a poem or a writing. It could be anything. Something that would allow you to express yourself. So just be open to that idea and leave space for imagination and creation. If you want to do something and if you want to create something, don't just stand there and plan it over and over and over again. Go for it and make it. It might not be as good in the beginning, but you will get better and better and better at it. And even if it isn't actually good in the beginning, go after it, because it makes you happy, and honestly, that is the only thing that matters. Point number 6, surprise yourself. Leave space for your imagination going wild and you going after that, because once you do, you will surprise yourself. I surprise myself in many ways. I take myself out, I treat myself, not as much as I should probably, but I still do that, and that's one of the steps for you to kind of understand your own personality and yourself. Point number 7, and this might sound crazy, but stop and talk to yourself. I've been told by so many people that this is actually really weird that I do this, but I talk to myself out loud. Yeah, I do. Okay, here's the trick. If you don't know how you feel about a certain thing, go in front of a mirror and ask yourself point blank, how do you feel about that? Wait a little. At some point there's going to be a voice from you. It's going to be super honest, and it's going to exactly tell you how you feel about something. It might take some practice to get used to this, but it actually works. A lot of times when I don't know how I feel about something, or I'm just confused, I go and have a conversation with myself. I say, hey, why do you feel this way? Why do you think this happened? And there is no point for you to be like lying to yourself. So you might as well be super honest, because at the end of the day, there's nobody there who's gonna judge you other than yourself, which you know everything about yourself. So again, it makes no sense for you to lie. I've had problems where I talked to like 5 or 6 people, and at the end I was still confused, and then I went in front of a mirror and I had to talk with myself for like 10 minutes. It actually helped, and honestly that happened 2 weeks ago. Maybe it doesn't happen for everybody, but it's good to kind of practice. Point number 8, don't be ashamed. I heard this from somebody in a video. I'm not too sure who it was, so I'm not gonna take credit for it at all. I heard that they were talking about how a lot of people are squares nowadays and how they just go with the flow. I feel like that is so true. There are so many people out there who genuinely just don't care enough, or I don't know if they're too scared to think about a lot of the things, and they just are put in a situation and they just go with it. Honestly, if I was gonna go with the situations that I was put in, I would be a totally different person. I would be like the rest of the people who were born and raised in the culture that I was in, and I love it that I'm so different. I love it that I have my own opinions, and I have very strong opinions about some things. Don't just go with something because it's safe. Yes, it is very safe to listen to everybody, go by the rules, and be the perfect person. Sometimes you gotta look back. You have to ask yourself questions. You gotta ask yourself, how do I feel about this? If everybody's telling me how to feel about this, I don't care. I need to think about how I want to handle this. And that happened to me when I moved here. When I moved here, I was like, okay, so my parents taught me to deal with this situation like this. My sister told me to deal with this situation like this. How do I want to deal with this situation right now? As much influence as they had on me, I am the one who's gonna make the decisions now. And I'm gonna have to stand by my decisions. And that's what's gonna make you unique, and that's what's gonna make you you. With that being said, I'm not saying if your parents tell you that you gotta be home at 10, just be like, yeah, no, Rojan told me to do whatever the hell I want to do, so I'm gonna do that. No, that's not what I mean. I'm saying maybe if you don't want to do something, maybe just have a talk with other people. Don't play by the rules always because you want to be the best example for everybody. I was told that I have to be a doctor or a lawyer simply because I was raised in Middle Eastern culture, and from where I am, that's what it is. 90% of people are either doctors or they're engineers stuff or they're lawyers. And I came out and said, hey, I want to do art. I want to do art. I didn't abandon my family, but I asked them, what do you think? And my dad came up with a good solution that because you're so good at math and you have an eye for detail and this and this and this, I believe that architecture would be a good choice for you. And you can do foundation in order to understand if you want to completely do that. And I did it and I loved it. If I didn't do that, I would have probably been back home right now studying in a field that I didn't want to study, and would have probably lived a very unhappy life because I would have been an engineer and I would have went to my job every single day hating it. But now I love every single thing that I do. Ask questions, and at the end of the day, if there's something you don't want to do, have a talk with others and see what they think and make your own decisions. Point number 9. Accept your imperfections. There's so many things about us that we just gotta accept as a fact and go with them. Yes, there are certain things in me that I have just accepted as a fact and I've moved on from them. We all have imperfections. There's nobody that is perfect. So you might as well accept them and stop beating yourself up for it, you know? Sometimes that's just the kind of person you are. I have been told that I'm very gullible and I'm very easy to lie to, and it's simply because I see the best in people. And honestly, if somebody tells me something, I just assume that it's the truth because I see no reason why people should lie about certain things. It might make me a very easy target for manipulation, for lying to, for making a stupid person out of them or make a joke out of them. But at the end of the day, that's the type of person I am. I'm not going to change myself and not trust others because we live in a world that people think lying is fun. I don't want to call that an imperfection, but that's something about me that I've accepted and I like it. It's a fact about me. Let's all move on and stop beating ourselves for it. Point number 10, and this is a very, very important point. Make sure your loved ones know that you love and care for them. Make sure that they completely understand that you're gonna be there for them no matter what happens. Because what's the whole point if we're gonna live every single day without letting the people who matter to us know that they matter to us and that we love them and we care for them? I know how easy it is to forget that, and it's a very small thing. It should be a very huge part of our lives, and I feel like we tend to forget that on a daily basis. So here's your reminder. Go buy your mom a flower and go tell your significant other that you love them. That's it for my points today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to me, and comment down below and tell me what was your favorite part. How did you feel about these points? Did you agree with them? Did you disagree with them? I love to hear about these things. Which point did you connect with the most? Send me your stories. I love reading them every single day. I love replying to you guys and just having a conversation with you. I'll see you guys next Sunday. That's, I think, the day that I'm deciding on, with another video. Keeping you, keeping awesome, and keep smiling because we all deserve it. Bye!
Sitting poolside, wondering if I'll find a girl like you, or if I'm gonna die.